हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आज हम लोग एक वीडियो बनाएंगे ऑन डायरेक्ट टैक्सेस, दैट इज अमेंडमेंट ऑन TDS सेक्शन 194 this is in relation to e-auction services that is provided by e-auctioneer. If a e-auctioneer conduct any e-auction services for its clients or through electronic portals, and that he is responsible for the price discovery which is obtained after the e-auction services, and the price, whatever the price he is discovered, he is only responsible for the price whatever discovered, and whatever the price so discovered through this process. There is it is discretion to the client that the client may accept the price or directly negotiate with the counterparty, and the price discovery only act as a starting point for the auctioneer process. And after that the counterparty may decide their own prices also, and the e-auctioneer is not responsible for facilitating the purchase and sale of the goods for auction services. And the payment what is made, e-auctioneer does not have any quantum and schedule of payment. E-auctioneer is not doesn't have any does not information about the what is the transaction actually happened, about the quantum and the amount of payment which is decided by the counterparty only, and e-auctioneer does not involve in the quantum and the amount of payment. And e-auctioneer service if deduct tax in under any other section, then 194 will not apply. And if further for this section is clarified that this provision, if this provision not apply, if above condition are not satisfied, then the clarification will not be applied. And further, the buyer and seller will still be liable for deduction under section 194Q and 206C and 1H. And for GST component, what you can say, if there is one circular under CBDT by 13 by 2021, 30th June 2021, that GST on GST component, you would not required to deduct any TDS or and there is also condition given here. You can see that if at the time of payment of credit, if in the total payment there is the GST, VAT or CST is included, then you have to deduct TDS only amount of the credit amount without including the VAT, sales tax, excise duty or GST, and the GST amount and taxes amount should be separately disclosed. So balance on only actual payment amount you have to deduct TDS. And if suppose if the amount is if the TDS is required to deduct on payment basis, then what you have to do, tax is to be deducted on the whole amount, because since it is not possible to identify which what is the tax component in that amount, so you have to deduct TDS on whole amount. And in case of purchase return, where the money is refunded by the seller, then the 194 on such purchase which is returned may be adjusted against the next purchase from the same seller. Then the agar if he is buying again, then in the next transaction, the money amount will be adjusted. And in case purchase state where the goods are replaced by the seller, no adjustment is required. In case of 194Q, exemption has been provided under section 206C1A, and there is a new section 206(1)(a). Tax is not required to deduct it in case of resident buyer who furnishes declaration to the effect under section 206C1 are to be utilized for the purpose of manufacturing, production or producing articles used for the generation of electricity. Then in that case, no TDS is required to be deducted. In case of goods which covered under section 206C1 but exempted under section 206C1A, tax would not be collected under section 206C1 or N1H. It is clarified that provision 194 will apply in cases covered under section 206C1A, and buyer required to be deduct tax under 194Q if the condition is specified then are fulfilled. And also there is an amendment to 194Q in case of Department of Government not being the public sector undertakings, whether a TDS is required to be deducted under section 194Q or not. The 194Q suggests that such person to carrying on the business or commercial activity and total sale, gross receipt or turnover from such business activity should be more than 10 crores during the financial year or immediately preceding financial year in which the goods are being purchased by such person. you can see here there is one example is given. Can Department of Government be buyer for this purpose of section 194q? If it is if it is carrying on the business or commercial activity, then yes. If it is not a business or commercial activity, then no. Then no required to deduct TDS under section 194q. Can Department of Central or State Government be considered as a seller for the purpose of 194q? No. So since no tax required to be deducted 194q by the buyer. Or there is also amendment is 2061G for non-resident visiting India, and amount of dealer which is used for the LSR scheme of RBI for overseas remittance for buyer. Suppose if you are sending money outside India for any person resident outside India, then as per the RBI LRS scheme, if you are sending out, then you have to deduct TDS. And seller of overseas tour packages, and you are suppose you are paying any amount for package tour to the overseas agent, then the no TDS is required to be deducted if the following conditions are satisfied. And the person is not resident in India, and second is who is visiting in India, then you not required to deduct any TDS. Thank you.